And that's Jonathan Rea that's gone down, and that looks like it's in the middle of the lap at turn 8, maybe the flip-flops just before the hairpin.
Bad news for Jonathan Rea, who made his comeback in Cremona a fortnight ago and has come down in the early stages here of free practice 1 in Most.
You can see there Johnny just losing the rear, but then because he's over the curb as well on the inside, just touching those white lines as well, and a lot of damage done there to the bike, and that is the last thing that Johnny needs and the Yamaha needs, because that's going to be the end of his session, obviously.
Yeah, the only consolation for him is that he slides off rather than the bike picking up and firing him off in the other direction. It could have been worse than it was in the end for him. Yes, the bike is obviously a write-off. We can see him dragging it away here. But for Jonathan, straight back up to his feet, which is good to see given the injuries that have kept him out in the first quarter of this campaign.
Yeah, and the injury came from the bike hitting him in Phillip Island. So for Rea, that's just track time he can't afford to lose. And that's a real shame for him. You can see the red flags there at the end of the pit lane. For Jonathan, it probably won't make a big difference because the bike still has to get back to the pits, and we'll see if they're able to get that bike back. The one thing about it is, and you can see Johnny there, he's perfectly fine after that crash, but obviously a little bit frustrated from it. And you can just have a look at the rear just comes around for Johnny there, and then suddenly, because of the way that the track layout is, and he just tries to get himself away from that bike as quick as he can. And I think Johnny can be forgiven for having a few flashbacks to Phillip Island with that crash, but at least he's able to come away unscathed from it.
Yes, we'll see it again here in super slow motion as well.
Just loses that rear so early through there, and it's a really tricky one for the riders because we did have the overnight rain. There's patches of damp at different parts of the racetrack, and just because it's so cold, 17 degrees track temperature, there's not really a tyre that works well in race conditions with such a cold track temperature, and then the wind chilling it even further.
And of course, as you saw at the end there, when the bike's digging in, it's flicking gravel up into the air, and that's all coming back down, landing on the circuit.
Let's hear what he has to say. Johnny just saying there he was lucky that it didn't grip, because if it had a gripped, he would have gotten thrown in the air. Paul Downing saying it's a strange crash. And obviously for Johnny and for Yamaha, it's likely to be the end of the session for them. You can see here for Johnny just how early he loses that, but the rear just comes around on him, and it could have been an awful lot worse for him.